Go.
Oh.
Yeah, I am a massive fan. Later this year, me and two of my mates from church here, we're going to Everest Base Camp for a 3-week trek through the Himalayas. If you had any pointers for us, just because I know you spent 90 days in the region, so.
Take it easy, go slow. It's always the tortoise that gets there in the end. And I've seen so many people trek to base camp on Everest, and what happens, the boys, the men always start out really pumped, you know, and they kind of think, oh, we're just walking for 6 hours a day, we get there feeling strong at the end of the day, bang out some press-ups, we'll impress the girls at the tea house, and you know, meanwhile the girls are taking 10 hours to get there, sit down and sip tea all day, and of course the next day the boys are absolutely shagged out, you know, suddenly it's altitude's kicking in, the girls are steaming on, so put your ego aside and just have a nice mellow time, drink lots of tea, walk slowly, and drink more than is you'd ever normally do, but enjoy it, you know, it's such a privilege to go to that place, and it will take your breath away the first time you see the big Himalayas.
There's a guy here in a wetsuit.
Okay, we better do that. And a respect for the wetsuit.
Thank you. Firstly, where are you going next? Because I'd like to come.
We're doing, I'm taking Jake Gyllenhaal to Iceland on Mexico, one of them. We're going somewhere it's going to be wild, so I'm taking him out into the wild, so that'll be fun. We did a show last year with Will Ferrell, which was funny, and he was great, you know, he was like, he said to me, he rang about 2 days before we were going, he said, "Bear, holy Mosley, you know, what have I let myself in for?" And he said, "I'm terrified." And I said, "Look, just come with no entourage, come on your own, trust me, we'll have a blast." And to give him his due, he did. He came just like that. He looked a bit like shock of capture to start with. But he was amazing. It was great to see his kind of confidence grow, and by the end he was guiding me across snow faces. And so we're doing another kind of similar one with Jake. But another time, let's do it. You know? I guess we better go somewhere wet. You know?
All right, Joel's over here, so.
How?
Can I have a ride in your helicopter?
That's such a stupid question.
Yes.
So every time I watch the show, and you always talk about special forces. So I was just wondering, what's your best advice to get into special forces?
Yeah, you've got to work hard. You know, it's like all these things. The romance doesn't last very long. It's like high mountains. It sounds romantic. You get up freezing your nuts off, and you just got to put your head down and work hard. It's the same with military stuff. You know, you're going to be tired, and just smile when it's raining, and get on and, you know, do it.
There's a little guy out there. It's hard to put his hand down, so I reckon we should ask him this question.
Yeah.
How's the sheeping bag?
The sheeping bag was a sheep I found, and I skinned it and turned the wool inside out and used it as a sleeping sheeping bag when, in my shelter. It was one of those ones I did it, and I said, you know, great, this is my sheeping bag, and then, you know, the cameraman put the camera there and goes, "Bear, Gordon Bennett, you're sad, you know, get a life." You know. I had another good one the other day in New Zealand. They caught an eel, and yeah, whipped it out and threw it on the fire and went, "It'll be done in about 20 minutes." The sign was just going, you know. And what about the little guy next to you with the red t-shirt?
The same question. Is there another question?
Or was that it?
How's it like sleeping in a sheeping bag?
It was nice and warm. The amazing thing about wool is that wool generates heat when it's wet. So do you know the great thing about kids? I've really noticed this over the years. Kids always, so often I would go to like schools in the early days, you know, and they'd ask questions. And all these kids would stand up and they'd ask exactly the same question. And I could never work out why it was. And then I worked it out. Do Do you get it?
No.
And you know, understand this, is that when you're a kid, or when you're an adult, and you've got to ask a question in front of 5,000 people, it's scary, so you put your hand up. As soon as your hand goes up, that's your world. You're not hearing anything else. You're just going, how's the sheep? How is the sheep?
One last one here.
How does your wife feel when you've eaten all that stuff?
I don't tell her, otherwise she'd never kiss me again. And sometimes she watches it on the telly and she goes, tell me you didn't do that. Like,
That's give you, I mean, does it for every now and then give you a hand? Just give you a big peppermint or
dentist.
something like that?
Yeah, she does.